Good evening, council members. Thank you for taking the time in this meeting to address the rising percentage of pedestrian-related injuries. Over the past 2 years, we've seen a 52% increase in injuries, including street crossings, joggers, and cyclists in the city of Riverside. The group of Kage, Sanderson, Stephanie Ramirez, and myself, Mark.A, are bringing forth 3 policy alternatives of varying priorities to address pedestrian safety. Nationally, there were 7.5 pedestrian fatalities in 2023, comprising of 17% of all traffic deaths in the United States. Since 2010, there has been a 77% increase in pedestrian fatalities. Every year, over 65,000 of traffic-related pedestrian injuries require hospitalization. California ranked number 1 highest in the nation for pedestrian fatalities, having 1,147 fatalities in 2023, and this was 15.2% of the nation's overall pedestrian fatalities. In 2023, the city of Riverside saw 78 pedestrian fatalities and 1,240 pedestrian injuries. Using a baseline of 255, the previously mentioned 52% increase in injuries brings our new total to 387 incidents in the city of Riverside. Of these, 156 involved bicyclists, 142 involved joggers, and 89 pedestrians were crossing the street when these accidents occurred. These bring major costs to the city. Annually, the city pays $852,000 to the local fire departments, in addition to $670,000 to law enforcement responding to these pedestrian traffic-related accidents. If the motorist is uninsured, the city has to absorb the cost of the EMS response, costing an estimate $56,000 to $75,000 annually through emergency medical funds or charity care. In response, we advise 3 policy alternatives. As the low priority, the city can invest $150,000 annually in education, outreach, in addition to workshops to bring awareness to pedestrian safety. However, on its own, it doesn't tend to lead to major incident reductions. Our mid-priority recommendation focuses on speed management as well as targeted enforcement in high-injury areas like University Avenue, Magnolia Avenue, and Arlington Avenue. We can install speed reader signs and utilize local law enforcement to issue citations in monitored locations. This is our mid-priority option as it costs about $600,000 annually for ongoing enforcement and equipment maintenance. Our ultimate recommendation that we recommend as a high-priority option focuses on safe streets infrastructure, like enhanced crosswalks, flashing beacons, and signal timing upgrades at high-risk locations. This is a permanent improvement as it does not rely on behavioral change or local law enforcement in order to reduce the number of pedestrian-related injuries in our city. The estimated one-time capital investment for the mentioned improvement is $2.8 million. However, $1.3 million is supported through the county transport sales tax, and an estimated $300,000 will be supplemented by federal safety grants. The remaining funds would come from the county's capital improvement program, and we are requesting council approval to allocate funds and direct staff to implement the recommended pedestrian safety improvements. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to our policy alternatives, and we look forward to hearing the decision from you guys.